Welcome. I'm at the only National Historic Site in Simcoe, the Linwood Mansion in the heart of downtown. And it was the home of one of the earliest and most prestigious citizens of Simcoe, Duncan Campbell. And he came here in 1820 from Scotland by way of Montreal. At the time, he was 18 years old and was sent here to supervise on behalf of his employers, a local businessman by the name of William Bird, who apparently owed quite a bit of money to those Montreal business interests. Shortly after Mr. Campbell's arrival, Mr. Bird mysteriously disappeared from the scene, but that's a story for another time. Mr. Campbell was a resourceful individual who was not only Simcoe's first postmaster, but also a banker and land commissioner. When it was announced that Simcoe would become the capital of the Talbot district, he bought up all the land in the village, thus securing his fortune. When he died in 1892, it was said he left about $200,000 in the bank. That's a lot of money in today's dollars. After living in Simcoe for about 10 years, Campbell wanted to return to Montreal, but he was convinced by his friend Aaron Culver to remain, and Culver sold him about 10 acres of property along the Lynn River, and that is where he built his home. Built in the neoclassical style, the house and grounds were described as, quote, the finest private park probably in the province. Indeed, travelers in Europe say it is difficult to match it anywhere, unquote. The home of a country gentleman with barns, kennels for his hounds, in a deer-filled forest on its north side. He set up a business block with the post office and bank. It was later broken up for commercial and building lots in 1911. The building has served a number of purposes over the decades other than just being an art center. It's also been a health spa, a sanitarium, a private hospital, a private residence. In 1972, it was designated as a National Historic Site, and in 1974, it opened as the Linwood Art Center. About the year 2000, Norfolk County took over the building and the art collection, and it became known as the Norfolk Art Center. Later on, it reverted back to the Linwood Art Center. Sarah's Journey by local author David Beasley tells the story of a young black woman who escaped slavery in the U.S. and ends up in the employ of one, surprise, surprise, Duncan Campbell. They have a child together, and that man later returns to the United States and becomes one of the richest men in New York City. Simcoe had a significant black population after the U.S. Civil War, and you can find accounts of this online. On the east side of the property stands the band shell, which was built in 1904 for the visit to Simcoe of King Edward VII. Moved from Linwood Park and refurbished by Simcoe Composite School students, it has been the site of many different public events over the years. In our next program, you will hear how a lunchtime deal led to the establishment of all kinds of libraries across North America, including one just around the corner. Thanks for joining us.